Hello everyone, welcome to this video series on application. In this part, we'll be looking at some moderate to advanced difficulty level questions. So now we'll straight move into the questions, building upon the basic which we have seen in the previous video. So now the question says, or I mean, this concept earlier we have seen when we look into the two numbers. So we know the product of two numbers is same as the product of the HCF and the NCM of those two numbers. So that concept we have already seen, that is for two numbers a and b, so a into b can be given as h of ab, HCF of ab into NCM of ab. This concept we have seen now, but this was only true for two numbers. Now we'll see what happens if the, uh, the number set increases from 2 to say 3 4 or some like that. So we'll see here. So to find the product of n numbers, if HCF of each pair, we should be careful of this word each pair is given as h. So let us first consider some, I mean, let's say there are three numbers a, b, c. Okay, so HCF of each pair could be ab, bc, and ca. So the HCF of each pair may be different as than the HCF of all the three numbers together. Right. So this is what we want to be careful here. What is meant here is HCF of each pair. So each pair means AB, BC, and CA. So suppose, and here it is given as same as H. So if this is H, this is H. So all the different pairs have the HCF of H. So in this case, what would happen? The HCF of the number A, B, C together would be H. That is fine. But if it is given that say HCF of three numbers is say uh, capital H, we cannot say कि the HCF of the pairs, different pairs would also be capital H. This may not be true. This may not be true. Let's take an example. Suppose कि if the number is 4, 8, and 9. Okay. So HCF of 4, 8, 9, say capital H is what? That we know. I mean 4 and 9 being co-prime, so it has to be 1. Right. But if we say pair-wise, HCF of 4 comma 8 is 4. HCF of 8 comma 9 is 1. And HCF of 4 comma 9 is 1. So did we see here that though HCF of the three number was 1, the pair-wise HCF in all the case is not 1. Here it is 4. So this we need to be careful. So this is one case. Whereas if the pair-wise HCF is same, which is a three pairs, it's same, then the HCF of the all the numbers together would also be H. This we can see, like, I mean, if A and B is H, so we can write A as what? Hx, and B as Hy, where x and y are co-prime to each other. Now C and A ka HCF is also H. So C we can write as further Hz, so that x and z are co-prime. So now we see here x, A can be written as Hx, B can be written as Hy, C can be written as Hz, where H is the HCF of the respective pairs. Now see here, X and Y are co-prime to each other, Y and Z are co-prime to each other, and X and Z are co-prime to each other. So we can say X, Y, Z are co-prime. The triplet of X, Y, Z are co-prime. We have studied key when can a triplet be a co-prime? Only when the pair-wise numbers are co-prime, that is xy, yz, and zx are co-prime. That we can see from here, from these three conditions, co-prime. So now x, y, z are co-prime, and h is the common factor of all the numbers. So HCF of a, b, and c is nothing but what? HCF of a, b, c is nothing but h is a common, that h into x into y. Sorry, I mean this is the NCM of on the numbers A, B, C, and HCF of all the numbers would be, since X, Y, Y, Z are co-prime, so it means they do not have any factor common in between. Only factor common between A, B, C is H. So the highest factor HCF of A, B, C would be nothing but H. So this concept we have seen. Key, the concept of pairwise HCF and the total HCF of all the numbers. Now we will uh, look into this concept. So this is just for understanding purpose, the right hand side. We'll now see the concept here. If it says ki the HCF of each pair is given as H. So suppose three numbers are there, A, B, C. So AB HCF is H, BC HCF is H, and CA HCF is H. That is given. So from these three relations, we can write A is equal to HX, B is equal to HY, and C is equal to HZ. Right? This is what we can write, where X, Y, Z are co-prime triplet that we have seen. Co-prime. Okay. Now see here. And NCM of all the numbers is M. So NCM of A, B, C is given as small n. So let us see the product of all the numbers. Product of the numbers A into B into C. I can write as A is HX. So HX into HY into HZ. This I can write as H cube into X into Y into Z. Now see here. So what is it? It is nothing but H cube. I can write as H. I mean this I can break as H square into H X Y Z, and H X Y Z. H X Y Z we have seen here. H X Y Z is nothing but NCM of ABC, right? So this we can write as NCM, and this is H square, that is HCF, pairwise HCF. So product of three number is nothing but H square into N. So this we can generalize. I mean, why only 2 came? So if we have three numbers, then here it will power will be one less. Had it been four numbers, say suppose if it had it been A, B, C, D, it would have been H cube into N. So that is, if there are N numbers, A, B, C, D, N numbers, the product of all those N numbers would be nothing but H raised to power N minus 1, right, into LCM of the N numbers. So this is the standard relation. This we can remember also, or we can derive. I mean, this is not a very tedious thing to derive. This is just more of a conceptual thing which we actually derived here, right? So this thing is very useful, and this we make use of in solving questions. So I hope this is clear. I mean, first we learned the concept of pairwise HCF. We know if the pairwise HCF is same, then the overall HCF of all those numbers would be also same as H, but vice versa is not true. I mean, if the overall HCF of all the number is H, we cannot say for sure that the pairwise HCF will also be H. That we have seen here, right? And LCM, what would be the LCM? Because X, Y, Z are co-prime and H is the common, so highest factor would be H here and X, Y, Z. This we have seen LCM, right? So this way we can, I mean, using this we have derived the general formula for this. So if there are say four numbers, so the product of four numbers would be HCF of pairwise HCF of each pair raised to power 4 minus 1 3 into LCM of all the four numbers. Fine. So now we'll see, move to a question. There are three numbers. If the HCF of each pair of the numbers is 5, okay, and the LCM of all the numbers is 120. So three numbers A, B, C. Okay. So it is given that HCF of AB is equal BC CA, nothing but what? That is say H, that is 5. Okay. And NCM of A, B, C on the three numbers is given as 120. Okay. So now we know ki directly we can use formula, or we can, I mean, this 120 we can write as what? 120 is nothing but uh, H into XYZ, which is XYZ are co-prime numbers, right? From previous page we can refer this. So now we know the product of A, B and C will be nothing but, since we have three number, so it will be HCF raised to power 2 into NCM, right? HCF raised to power 2 is what? 5 square into NCM is 120. So this become 25. So this is 3000. So this is fairly simple. I mean, using this formula, we can derive this, get this answer. Now, there are four. Now we'll move to the next example. There are four numbers. If HCF of each pair, we should be very careful here. Only HCF of each pair is of importance. HCF of each pair of numbers is 3 and LCM of all the numbers is 116. Then find the product of all the numbers. So see, we have been given HCF of each pairs, that is AB. There will be how many? Four numbers are there, no? So pair wise it will be 6. AB, BC, CD, right? Then AD, then AC, then BD. These six pairs would be there. So HCF of all these pair wise is equal to nothing but what? Let's say H. H pair wise HCF is H. Okay. And NCM of all those four numbers together, A, B, C, D, given as 116. So we have to find the product of all the numbers. So we have to find A into B into C into D. So that can be nothing but what? H raised to power. Since here four numbers are there, it will be 3 into NCM. So that is nothing but H is 3. So 3 raised to power 3 into LCM is 116. So this is nothing but 27 into 116. But is this correct? So see here we should be very careful. I mean, previous page also we saw here कि LCM is nothing but HXYZ, right? So LCM is nothing but H times XYZ, where X, Y and Z are co-prime numbers and H is the HCF. So can we see here कि LCM is always a multiple of HCF, right? LCM is always a multiple of HCF, pairwise HCF. And we know कि since the pairwise HCF is same as the overall HCF, and that is why, I mean, we can say कि N or the LCM would always be a multiple of HCF. So this we already know also. I mean, we have seen in the previous session. But here is the HCF, which is 3, a factor of 116, or rather, in other words, is 116 a multiple of 3? No, right? The 116 is not divisible by 3. So since NCM is not a multiple of HCF, hence data inconsistent. Data is inconsistent. We cannot solve this question. So this should be the answer, and though we can directly go to the formula and use this, but we should be very mindful of this fact कि HCF always has to be a factor of the NCM. If not, then data is inconsistent. The question cannot be solved. Now we'll move to some different type of concept. Now question is कि how many set of two different numbers are there whose LCM is 6. So LCM is given as 6, that is nothing but 2 into 3. So we have to find the set of two numbers. Let the number be x and y. Say suppose x is equal to nothing but, I mean, see, if LCM is 2, so certainly x has to have power of 2 or 3, some power 0 to something, such that, I mean, how come the LCM would have been 2 into 3? Either of x or y has a prime factor of 2, and similarly either of x or y or both has to have a prime factor of 3 with some index. Now let us see here. 2 raised to power a, say suppose a general form we can write it 2 raised to power a into 3 raised to power a1 b1, 2 raised to power a2 into 3 raised to power b2, right? So this is the general form. This we can write, where a1 and a2 can vary from what? Maximum power can be 1 only and minimum can be 0, right? Minimum of a1 a2 can be 0, maximum can be 1. Similarly, minimum of b1 b2 can be what? 0, and maximum can be 1. We should be very careful. Now if we want to calculate the LCM of this, LCM would be what? We have two numbers, 2 and prime numbers 2 and 3, and LCM would be what? Maximum of a1 a2, index of 2, that is maximum of a1 a2, and for similarly for 3 also. Similarly for 3 also, 3 maximum power will be what? Maximum of b1 and b2. So now we can write here, because since LCM we know is 2 into 3, so maximum power of 2, that is maximum of a1 comma a2, can be equal to 1 only, so that 2 raised to power 1. Similarly, maximum of here b1 comma b2 can be what? 1. Okay. So now we have to find different values of a1 a2 b1 b2. So we know कि b1 a1 a2 maximum can be 1. So say suppose, I mean, let us take the values of a1 a2 b1 b2, right? So this we can do. Say suppose a1 is 1, so a2 can be 0 or a2 can be 1, so that the maximum of a1 a2 has to be 1. At least one of the number has to have 1, be 1. Now similarly, say suppose if b2 is a2 is 1, so a1 can be 0, so these three cases would be there, right? Similarly for b1 b2, if say suppose b1 is 1, so b2 can be either 0 or 1. Similarly if b1 is 0, b2 can be 1, right? B2 has to have 1. So three cases here and three cases here we can get. So how many cases total are possible? So let us write those. I mean, for the sake of understanding, I write all the cases: a1, a2, b1, b2, and then our number x and y, because x depends on a1, a2, b1, b2, and y also depends on a1, a2, b1, b2. So now if a1, a2 is what? A1, 0. So this is three times. This is three numbers. This is three numbers. So total will be nine cases. So those nine cases I will be writing here: 1 0 1 1 0 1, 1 0 1 1 0 1, 1 0 1 1 0 1. Now, okay, what would happen? See here, first 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 1, then 0 1 0 1 0 1. Okay, So now what would be the value of x if a1, a2, b1, b2 is 1 0 1 0? So x would be nothing but 6 and y would be 1. Similarly, here it will be 6 and 2. You can just put the value of a1, a2 in this x and y. This I am writing in a very simple form so that the understanding becomes very easy. Now here it will be 3 and 2. Similarly, here x will take a value of 6 and 3. Here it will be 6 and 6. Here it will be 3 and 6. Here it will be uh, 2 and 3. Here it will be what? This will be 2 and 6. Here it will be 1 and 6. Okay. So now let us see. We have now xy. Okay. So xy 6 1. And here we have xy 1 6. So just opposite thing. 6 1 1 6. Opposite pair. Okay. I mean opposite pair I just mark by tick and the cross mark. 6 2 2 6. 3 2 2 3. 6 3 3 6 and 6 6. So can we see here? I mean total cases are how many? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So 9 ordered pairs. 9 ordered pairs, right? By ordered pairs, I mean ki at one instance x is taking value 6, y is taking 1. Another instance x is taking 1 and y is taking 6. So 6 1 and 1 6 are different because this is ordered pairs. But if the question is how many set of two different numbers, just a set, we are not differentiating between 6 1 and 1 6. So this is also known as unordered pairs. When we say how many set of two different numbers, or this means ki two different numbers means 1 6 or 6 1 has a NCM 6 only. So what would be the unordered pairs? Unordered pairs. Okay. Unordered pairs means 6 1 and 1 6 we will take as same. So on the crosses we will not take because these are just a repetitive. 6 1 we have, 1 6 we have. So 1 6. So how many ticks are there? 1 2 3 4. So these are the distinct cases 6 1 6 2 3 2 6 3 and 6 6. So this becomes total of 5. So this we have counted and arrived here. Ordered pairs is equal to 9 and unordered pairs is equal to 5. We can arrive at this ordered. We know okay, there is one case which is not repeating. 6 comma 6 is just appearing once in this, right? Pair wise 6 comma 6 appearing once. So that is why what we do, we just total ordered pairs minus 1 for this by 2. So here we will get 4 cases and plus 1 we will add this. So total we get 5 cases. Okay. So this way we can get the answer. So 5 pairs we can get. So that we could have got directly here. I mean this I have shown using the very basic, but now onwards what we'll do, we just directly we will take it at 3 into 3 to is equal to total ordered pairs. So this we actually know. So needless to write here. Okay. Now see, we'll look at just another method to arrive at this 3 and 3 things. 1 0 1 1 0 1. So we know maximum of a1 a2 has to be 1. And what are values can a1 take? A1 can take values from 0 and 1. So a1 can take a1 a2. A1 can take two values 0 and 1. Total cases possible. And a2 can take two values 0 and 1. So 2 into 2. So total 4 cases are possible, but there may be a case in these 4 cases where none of a1 and a2 takes a value of 1, right? Both can take 0 0. So that case we need to minus. So we need to minus that case when none of them are taking a value 1. So a1 is taking only value 0 and a2 is taking 0. So 1 into 1. So here we get 3 cases. This is another way of looking at this problem. B1, B2. Same as B1 can take two values 0 and total 1, and B2 can take two values. Minus, we will subtract those cases where neither of B1 and B2 are taking a value equal to 1. So that is 1 into 1. So here also we are getting 3. So total ordered pairs is nothing but 3 into 3, 9. Unordered pairs is nothing but what? That will be 9 plus 1 by 2, or rather we can say 9 minus 1 by 2 plus 1. Okay, so this is nothing but 5. So this way we can do this. So now we'll move to the next question. Okay, so next question is how many set of two different numbers are there whose LCM is 48? So 48 we have to see here. 48 again we can 48 is a LCM that we can write as 2 raised to power 4 into 3, right? Set of two different numbers. So let the number x be 2 raised to power a and 3 raised to power b, because since only two prime numbers are involved, 2 and 3, so we take assume some variable index of 2 and 3. Similarly, let y another number be 2 raised to power, this is a1 b1 a2 b2. This is so these are two numbers. Now here a1 comma b1 can take values from what? A1 can and sorry a1 a2. A1 and a2 can take values from maximum can be 4 and minimum can be 0. Okay. Similarly, b1 comma b2. So b1 b2 is an index of 3 and it can be maximum can be 1 and minimum can be 0. Okay. So this we have seen. And for this xy, LCM would be what? LCM would be nothing but 2 raised to power maximum index of 2, maximum of a1 comma a2 into 3 raised to power maximum of b1 comma b2, right? So and we know ki LCM is 2 raised to power 4 into 3 raised to power 1. So maximum of a1 comma a2 has to be 4 and maximum of b1 comma b2 has to be 1. So now we'll not manually count the problems. We'll use that PNC concept where a1 can take how many values? See, a1 can take values from 0 to 4, that is 0 1 2 3 4, 5 values a1 can take. So a1 can take 5 values, and a2 can also take 0 to 4, means 5 values, 5 values minus. But this is the total values which a1 a2 can take, but we have to find those cases where maximum of a1 a2 is 4, that is at least one of them, a1 or a2 or both, takes a value 4. So if we subtract those cases where none, I mean neither of a1 or a2 takes a value 4, means ki a1 or a2 takes value either 0 1 or 2 or 3, that is 4 cases for a1 and 4 cases for a2. So this is nothing but 25 minus 16 is 9 case, right? Similarly, b1 b2 same, b1 b2 can take two values 0 and 1, 2 into 2 minus, subtract the case where neither of b1 nor b2 takes a value of 1, that is both the takes end up taking 0. So 1 into 1 case, so here it becomes 3. So total ordered pairs, now I not manually write all the cases. We know how total ordered pairs. Total ordered pairs of XY can be what? 9 into 3, 27. Okay, total ordered pairs is 27, and total unordered pairs, unordered pairs will be what? 27 minus 1 by 2 plus 1, that is 14, right? So this way we can do by, and question says ki how many set of two different numbers. So two different numbers means we are not differentiating between x and y. I mean 1 comma 48 and 48 comma 1 is same. I mean that is simply unordered pairs. That is called unordered pairs. So here 14 would be the answer. Okay. So this is the way we proceed the questions of similar fashion. I mean this we know ki how come we arrive at this and this. I mean in previous question I had shown all the cases. From there why only half of the cases we take, and one case was, I mean, similar. So these things we know now. So now we move to another question of similar pattern. Now here, how many ordered set of three different numbers are there whose LCM is 96? So now LCM has been given as 96. That is nothing but 2 raised to power 5 into 3. So now say that there will be three numbers x 2 raised to power a into a1 into 3 raised to power b1. We are taking two prime factor 2 and 3 because that is there in LCM. Y 2 raised to power a2 into 3 raised to power b2, and z 2 raised to power a3 into 3 raised to power b3. Okay, where we can write a1, a2 and a3, which are indexes of 2, can be maximum what? It can be maximum index of 2 is 5 because that will be the LCM, and minimum index will be 0. Similarly, b1, b2, b3 would be nothing but 0, and here maximum would be 1. So those cases we have seen now. So now see here, we have to find the LCM of this. So what would be LCM? LCM would be nothing but 2 raised to power maximum of a1, a2, a3. This is how we calculate the LCM. 3 raised to power maximum of b1, b2 and b3, right? So this is the case. Now we have to see, and we know LCM is 2 raised to power 5 into 3 raised to power 1. So it means maximum of a1, a2, a3 can has to be 5, and maximum of b1, b2 and b3 will be 1. So how many cases are possible? A1 can take how many values? A1 can take values from 0 to 5, those 6 cases. So 6. Similarly, A2 can take 6 cases, A3 can take 6 cases. But we want at least one of the A1, A2 or A3 to take a value equal to 5. So in these cases, this is a total case. So total case, there may be a possibility that none of A1, A2, A3 takes a value of equal to 5, right? So we will subtract those cases where none of a1 a2 a3 takes values equal to 5. So means ki a1 a2 a3 ends up taking values from 0 1 2 3 and 4 only. So we have 5 cases: 0 1 2 3 4, 5 cases for all the three a1 a2 3. So this becomes how much? 216, okay, into minus 125. So this is nothing but 216 minus 125, which is nothing but 91. And here again b1 can take how many values? 0, 1, 2 values, 2 into 2 into 2 minus subtract those cases where neither of b1, b2, b3 takes value of equal to 1, that is 0, 0, 0 only. So 1 into 1 into 1. So here it is nothing but 8 minus 1, that is 7. So total number of ordered pairs, this is ordered pairs or ordered triplets rather, is nothing but 91 into 7. 7 and 637 would be answer. And note that since there are three numbers involved, we not simply I mean there's no concept of unordered triplets. It will always be ordered. That you can check. I mean forming a triplet of three numbers. So 637 is the total answer here. So this way we have I mean arrived at the answer. So just to recap what we saw in this concept, if there are two number, then that we can calculate using two method, but the formula has also been given. I have written here the formula that you can refer here. Okay. And one more thing, see here, ordered pairs is what? 9. Unordered pairs here is 5. But in 5 numbers, that is, there is one number which is 6 comma 6. But if the question is how many set of two different numbers, in this case 6 comma 6 is not different, right? So that case we may take out. So if in that case the answer would be 4 here, right? Unordered different pairs. But if the question was just to find unordered pairs, then it would have been 5. But if the question is how to number of unordered different pairs, different numbers, so that is 4. So that we can generically we have also written a formula here, that is 2p plus 1 into 2q plus 1 into 2r plus 1 minus 1 upon 2. This is nothing but the powers we can just multiply two times and multiply and then subtract 1 and divide by 2, right? So this is the way we solve the questions of this nature. We can use either this formula, or we can go by the conventional method of using the concept. So now we will look into some miscellaneous illustrations based on NCM and HCF, primarily LCM. So question is, find the smallest number number n such that n by 2 is a perfect square, n by 3 is a perfect cube, and n by 5 is a perfect fifth power. So n by 2 is a perfect square. This means ki n must be a multiple of 2. That is why then only it's divisible by 2. N by 3 is a perfect cube. It means n must have been a multiple of 3. And n by 5 is a perfect fifth power. It means ki when n divided by 5 is a number, in natural number, so n must be a multiple of 5 also. So n we can write as 2 raised to power a into 3 raised to power b into 5 raised to power c into some other number k. Okay. And since we have to find the smallest n, so this k we can remove, or if you want to retain here, I mean at end we'll remove this k, but uh, let's, for the sake of understanding and clarity, we'll retain this here. Now if n is this, so what would be n by 2? N by 2 will be 2 raised to power a minus 1 into 3 raised to power b into 5 raised to power c. And n by 2 is a perfect square. It means what? The indexes must be a multiple of 2, then only it's a perfect square. This number to be a perfect square on the index a minus 1, b and c must be a multiple of 2, and k1 is some any integer. Similarly, so from here what you can write, a is equal to nothing but 2k plus 2k1 plus 1. Now n by 3 we can write as 2 raised to power a into 3 raised to power b minus 1 into 5 raised to power c. So from here we can write this number to be a perfect cube, a, b minus 1 and c on the indexes must be a multiple of 3, say 3k2. They need not be equal, I mean, but they all be a multiple of 3. Okay, so b we can write as 3k2 plus 1, and n by 5 we can write as 2a into 3b into 5 raised to power c minus 1, right? Here this number is fifth power, perfect fifth power. So it means ki on the indexes, that is a, b and c minus 1 must be a multiple of 5, then only it will be a perfect fifth power. So 5k3. So from here we can get c is equal to nothing but 5k3 plus 1. So we now know ki, let us see the first one. A is equal to 2k plus 1, 2k1 plus 1. From here a is equal to 3k2, and from third equation a is equal to 5k3. Okay, so what could be the minimum value of a? Either we can solve the question, I mean equation, we can individually we can take the pair, or if you just look at this pair, 3k2 is equal to 5k3, smallest number could be 15, right? 15 is the smallest number, which is multiple of 3 also and multiple of 5 also. So minimum a has to be 15, right? And then only 15 also satisfies this equation, 2 into 7 plus 1. So a can be minimum of 15, and a generally can be written as what, 2, 15, 30. So 30 times some variable p plus 15. So minimum a can be 15 here. Similarly b we can write as 3k2 plus 1 is equal to, here b is 2k1 and here b is 5k3. So from here, I mean, if we can see, the minimum value which b can take is 10, because 10 is a multiple of 2 also and multiple of 5 also, and this is the lowest number. And also it can be written in the form of 3k plus 1, 3 into 3 plus 1. So minimum, similarly, minimum b is nothing but 10. Similarly c we can write as 5k3 plus 1, c here is 3k2 and c here is 2k1. So from these two we can say minimum value of c can be 6, so that both are multiple of 2 and 3. So 6 is the lowest number, which is multiple of 2 and 3 both, and also can be written in the form of 5k plus 1. Okay, so minimum c is nothing but 6. So we now know ki n can be written as, and since we have to find the minimum n, so indexes of all the prime numbers, that is a, b, c, has to be minimum only. So n can be written as 2 raised to power 15 into 3 raised to power 10 into 5 raised to power 6 and into k, but since n has to be minimum, k we will take as 1, right? So this is the minimum, n minimum, this is the answer. So this way we'll solve this question. Now we'll look into another example. See, every all these questions uses the concept of LCM, so that the concept gets through in your mind. Now LCM of first 120 natural number, so that is LCM of 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, 120 natural number will be what? Just, I mean, can we say something? It, what would be the, see, how do we calculate LCM? We prime factorize on the numbers, and on the prime factor will have certain index. What will be the index? The maximum common maximum index present in the set of numbers. So what is the maximum index which could be for 2? Can we write 2 raised to power 6? Because 2 raised to power 6 is 64, which will be there in 1 to 120. But if we take 2 raised to power 7, it becomes 128 out of this range 1 to 120. So maximum index can be 6, and that will be the LCM also. Okay, now 3. For 3, what can be the maximum index? 4, right? 3 raised to power 5 is 243. That will be out of this range. So 3 raised to power 4, 81 is within range. Similarly, 5. 5 can be maximum 2, 25, because 5 cube is 125 out of this range. Similarly, next prime number is 7. 7 square we can take. Then next prime number 11. Maximum power it can be only 1, but 11 square becomes 121, which will be more than this range. Similarly, on the prime numbers 13, 17, 19, 23, so on. On the numbers we have index 1 only. So this is the NCM, which is given as nothing but K. Okay. Now we have to find LCM of first 125 natural number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 120, then 121, 122, 123, 124, and 125. Let us see what we have added here. 120, 120 nothing but 11 square. So now up till 120 we had a 11 raised to power 1 only, but now it is 11 raised to power 2. So the new LCM will be nothing but whatever we had earlier, k, into one additional power of 11 would come, right. Similarly 122 is nothing but 2 into 61. We already have here 2, and we have maximum 2 raised to power 6 here. So this is already consumed. Even 61 would be here in 1 to 20, 120. So this will be consumed. Similarly, 123. This is a multiple of 3. So this we can write as 341. 3 raised to power 1 and 3 raised to power 4 is there. So I mean this is already consumed. 41 would also be there in this K. So we need not do anything. Then 124. This we can write as 4. I mean 2 square into 31, whereas we have 2 raised to power 6. So already k, this k consumes this thing, and 31 also, so we need not add anything. Then 125, 125 is 5 raised to power 3. So now in k we have maximum power of 5 as 2 only, but since now with addition of this 125, the LCM would be having a index of 5 as 3. So we will also multiply k with 5. So the LCM, new LCM would be LCM of 1, 2, 3 till 125 would be 11, 5 is 55, k is the previous LCM of 1 to 20. So this actually used on the basic concept of LCM. How do we calculate LCM? So that way we can I mean do this. Now we will see another application of LCM. This is another important question. See, P has been given as LCM of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 100, right? So what it could be? Let us see. I mean, 2 can have maximum power of what? 2 can have maximum power of 6, 64 only. Okay, 3 can have maximum power of 4, 81. Okay, 5 can have maximum power of 2 only, because 5 raised to power 3 is 125, which will be out of this range. Similarly, 7 has power of 2. Then 11 we have power of 1 only. Then 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, then uh, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, 91, no, 97. So that's it, I believe. These are the only prime numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 20. Yes, 25. We know there are 25 prime numbers between 1 to 100. So this is the LCM of P. What would be the LCM of Q? Q LCM Q is LCM of 55, 56, 57, 58, 100. So see here, what would be the LCM? For 2, maximum power of 2 can be 64, right? So 2 raised to power 6 would be there. Similarly, 3 raised to power 4 would be there. 5 raised to power 2 again, because say 5 raised, if I take 25 or 75, so that will have 5 raised to power 2. Then 7 raised to power 2, because 98 would be there in this, no? 98 in this number set, 98 would be there. So 98 can be written as 7 square into 2. So from there 7 raised to power 2 would come, maximum power of 7 would come. Then in 11, 13, so on. I mean, same would go up till it will go till 47, because 94 would be there in here, right? 90 in this number. 94 can be written as 47 into 2. So 47 would come from there. Now, will 53 be there? Next prime number is 53. Will 53 be there? Because it starts from 55, and next multiple of 53 is 106, and it ends at 100 only. So neither 53 nor 106 is there in this range 55 to 100. Therefore 53 would not be there. Now what about 59? 59 would be there. Now all the numbers, 61 would be there. All the numbers would be there. 59, 61, so on till 97. So do we notice here कि all the prime numbers, I mean, are there with the exactly same index except for 53. We do not have we do not have 53 here. So if we have to ask p by q, we have to get p by q. So that is nothing but 53, right? That p has an additional factor of 53, which is not there in q. So answer would be 53. So this used the very basic concept of LCM. Ki how do we find the LCM? That is the highest power of a prime number, highest index of a prime number, which is contained in the number. Using that, we found this answer. Now, question is, how many unordered pairs of natural number p and q are there such that the sum of HCF and LCM of these two numbers is 45? This is also important question. See, question is ki there are unordered pairs. So uh, we should not be concerned about ki say 1 comma 45 or 45 comma 1. It's one and the same. Are there such that the sum of HCF and LCM of these two numbers is 45. So let P HCF of the number be X. So P we can write as HX, and Q we can write as HY, where X and Y are co-prime, right? And what could be the NCM? NCM will be H into XY. If you don't get, then you can just see the product is H into HXY is equal to NCM into HCF, right? So from here we can get NCM as HXY, right? So now what we have, the sum of HCF and LCM. So HCF plus LCM is HXY. Rather, let us write it this side. Mm. So means sum of that is HCF plus LCM, which is HXY, is 45. 45 we can write as 3 square into 5. This we can write as H into 1 plus XY, that is 3 square into 5. So now see, this is a way, I mean, where have we landed? Is it not same as writing number 45 as a product of two factors? Okay, so in how many way can we do this? That is nothing but the number of factors by 2, that is 3 into 2 by 2. I mean, if this simply the number of unordered wage, but here we have to get the ordered wage because h can take on the value. So it will be 3 into 2, which is 6. 6 wage. What are those 6 wage? H can take a value of, so let us, I mean, h can take a value of 1. So 1 plus xy will take a value of 45. H can takes a value of 3. So this will then take 15. So similarly, this will take 5, 9, 9, 5, then 15, 3, 45, 1. So these are the 6 cases, right? So let us from here get this. Uh, Let us see what can be different values. H can, what can be H, what can be XY. Okay. So see, I mean, from here only we can write simply. If H is 1, so what could be the value of XY? XY can be 45 minus 1, which is 40. XY can be 14. XY can be 8. XY can be 4. XY can be 2. XY can be 0. XY cannot be 0 because this is natural numbers, right? Rest others are possible cases. So let us see all the cases. I mean, how to get now. So what we'll do, we'll take different cases. Mm, Case 1, when xy is equal to, sorry, this is 44. Xy is equal to 44, which can be written as 2 square into 11. And we know x and y are co-prime. So now the question boils down to the number of ways in which we can write a number as a product of two co-prime factors. So what is that? That we have studied again in factors chapter. That we can write as 2 raised to power n minus 1, where n is nothing but the number of prime factors. Or simply just for the sake of here, I write here x can take a value of 1, y will take 44, or x will take 2, sorry, 2 raised to power 2, y will take 11, x will take 11, y will take 2 square, x will take 44, y will take 1. These are 4 cases, right? But we have to find the number of unordered pairs, because x and y we are not concerned, because we are not concerned about p and q. It can be p and q, q and p, same thing, unordered pairs. So it's coming 4 ordered pair. One instance x is taking 1, another instance x is taking, uh, sorry, y is taking 1, and 44. So those are not two different cases, one cases only because of unordered pair. So it will be nothing but 4 by 2, that is two cases here, right? So rather than going manually, we can do this 2 raised to power n minus 1, where n is the number of prime factors. Number of prime factors is what? 2 and 11. So 2 raised to power 2 minus 1 is equal to 2. So two unordered pairs that we can get. So that is the first case. Now second case, when xy is 14, that is 2 into 7. So number of cases would be what? 2, 2 prime factors. So 2 raised to power 2 minus 1 is 2 again. So this is done. Now third case we will see. Third case, let us see, when xy is nothing but 8. So this can be written as 2 cube. So what is the number of case? Number of case would be nothing but such possible cases with only one prime factor, which is 2. So 2 raised to power 1 minus 1, which is 1. Okay. Now fourth case, where xy is nothing but 4, which is 2 square. Number of case would be what? 2 raised to power only one prime factor, 2 is there, 2, 1. Okay. Now case number 5. fifth case is uh, xy is equal to 2. That is also one case, right? So uh, number of case would be what? 2 raised to power 1 minus 1, which is 1. So total number of possible cases is how much? How many? Total number of pairs, unordered pairs. For every value of x and y, there will be a value of p and q, right? So unordered pairs becomes 2 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, right? Which is nothing but 7. So 7 is the required answer. So this was a bit tricky question. We had to use the concept of HCF and LCM simultaneously, and again the concept of factors also, in how many ways we can write a number as a product of two factors, and also in how many ways we can write a number as a product of two co-prime factors. So those two cases, those two concepts also we used here. So this way we could proceed case by case and get the answer. Similarly, we'll see one last example illustration on this, and then we'll close this session. So here the question says ki in how many ordered unordered pairs of natural number p and q are there. So there are some of these numbers when added to their LCM gives 45. Okay. So here it says ki there are two numbers p plus q plus when added to their LCM, let's say n, that is given as 45. So let the number p again be hx and q be hy. Okay. So we can write h xy, and LCM can be written as hxy is equal to, sorry, let it make 35, not 45. I mean 45 also we can solve, but that will be lengthier. So let us make 35. So this we can write as h taking common 1 x plus y plus xy is equal to 35. So again the question has boiled down to writing a number n as a product of two factors. So how many ways it can be? Nothing but the number of factors. Number of factors is of 35 is how many? 1 plus 1, 2 into 2, 4. So number of factors 4. So what are those cases that we can see? I mean, h can take a value of 1. So this will take value of 35. Then it can take a value of 5. This will take 7. H can take a value of 7. This will take 5. H can take value of 35. This will take 1. But this will not be 1, because at least p and q are natural numbers. So x and y, this cannot be 1. So this is not possible. So three cases are possible here, right? So now we'll see on the cases one by one. Let us see the first case. First case where x plus y plus xy is equal to 35. So this we can write as, this I have shown earlier also, x plus 1 into y plus 1 is equal to 36, right? Add 1 both the sides and then factorize. So this way we can get, and we know x and y are co-prime, right? So let us see in how many ways we can write 36. See, 36 can be written as, this can be, see, 36 can be what, 1 into 36. I mean this is nothing but 2 square into 3 square. So number of ways of writing 36 as product of two factors is nothing but the number of factors, that is 9. So 1 into 36, then 2 into 18, 3 into 12, right? Then 4 into 9, then 6 into 6, then it will repeat rather. I mean, we can just write or we can ignore. I mean, now the whatever the value y has taken, now x will take just a pair. And since we are concerned with unordered pairs, so we need not go there, here only till here. So what will be the case here? Now see one. So here, is this case possible? If x plus 1 is 1, then x takes a value 0. It cannot take. So this is a not possible case. Let us see about this case. X plus 1 is 2, so x is 1. X is 1 and y is 17. 1 and 17 are co-prime. So this is a possible case. Here x is 2 and y is 11. 2 and 11 are co-prime. This is also a 2 comma 11, a possible case. Here it was 1 comma 17. Here it is 3 comma 8 xy. This is also possible case. Here 5 comma 5, 5 comma 5 are non co-prime, so not a possible case. So from here we are getting three cases. Now we will look into the second case. Second case is x plus y plus xy is 7. So this we can write as x plus 1 into y plus 1 is equal to 8, right? So how many ways we can factorize this? This is nothing but 2 raised to power 3, so 4 ways. So this can be nothing but 1 into 8, 2 into 4. Now 4, 2 and will be same. So 1, 2 will give 0 comma 7, but this is not possible, right? This is a not possible case. Then 2 comma 4 will give x y as 1 comma 3 respectively. This is a possible. This 1 and 3 being co-prime, this is a possible. Now we will see the third case. Let us see. I mean, if we see now third case, x plus y plus xy is nothing but 5. Third case. So here we can write x plus 1 into y plus 1 is, sorry, 6. So this is 2 into 3. So this can be written as 4 ways, unordered ways, 2 ways. So it will be 1 into 6, 2 into 3. That's it. Then it will repeat. That is 3 into 2 and 6 into 1. Here this is not possible because here x will take a value of 0. It has to be integer. Here 1 comma 2. This is a possible case. Okay. So what are value did we get? 1 7. So let us see here. I mean, what are possible values we have got here? So 117, 211, 38, 13 and 112. So total number of total unordered pairs is how many? 1, 2, 3 here, 4, 5, total 5. So 5 would be the answer, such that the sum of the number along with the LCM is 35. So this is the way we approach the question of this. I mean, we can start from very basic and then build upon the same. So this way, I hope this was fairly simple and clear enough. If you have any doubt, you can refer our website or you can drop or comment in the comment box also with your queries that we'll try to answer promptly. Thanks for watching this video.